What's up, guys? It's Kendrick from S&G619 bringing you another episode of One-on-One News. Today is Friday, March 14th. Here we go with sports for the day. Defensive tackle B.J. Raji has agreed to a one-year deal with the Green Bay Packers. Raji is expected to make $4 million, but that figure could increase based on incentives. Raji has had that offer on the table for more than a week, but waited to see if there were any other suitors on the open market. The Detroit Lions have retained their starting tight end, agreeing to a 4-year deal with Brandon Pettigrew. The Detroit Free Press reported the deal is worth $16 million with $8 million guaranteed. The Cincinnati Bengals signed coach Marvin Lewis to a one-year contract extension Friday. His previous contract, renewed after the 2010 season, was set to expire for 2014. Cincinnati went 11-5 in 2013, winning a third AFC North title and reaching the playoffs for a third straight season for the first time. As they have for all 5 of Lewis's playoff appearances, though, the Bengals lost. They lost 27-10 in the wild card round to the visiting San Diego Chargers. The Baltimore Ravens have reached a 3-year deal with wide receiver Steve Smith. The 34-year-old Smith, who ranks 19th all-time in league history in receptions, was released Thursday by the Carolina Panthers after 13 seasons. The Ravens have been looking for help at receiver since Anquan Boldin was traded to the San Francisco 49ers before the 2013 season, and Smith will fit the build of what they're looking for. The Chicago Bears agreed to terms on a one-year deal with the two-time Pro Bowl cornerback Charles Tillman. Tillman's deal is worth about $3.5 million. The Bears allowed Tillman to test the market in free agency, but he left Tampa Bay without a contract on Thursday. The Buccaneers are viewed as a serious threat to sign Tillman because of the cornerback's relationship with new Bucs coach Lovie Smith, with whom Tillman spent 9 years in Chicago, but he decided to stay with the Chicago Bears. Phil Jackson signed on to become president of the New York Knicks after a lunch meeting with team officials Friday. Todd Musburger, Jackson's Chicago-based agent, was in Los Angeles to finalize the contract with Jackson and Knicks officials. Jackson's deal is expected to pay him about $12 million a year. Jackson, who has won a record 11 NBA championships as coach of the Lakers and Bulls and 2 as a Knicks player, likely will spend significant time in New York, but also retain his time in Los Angeles. Jackson will take over the running of the Knicks' basketball operations department from president and general manager Steve Mills. A source said earlier this week that Mills will retain an integral part of the organization. And that's it with sports for the day. Here we go with gaming. It only took a little over 3 months for PlayStation 4 to surpass Wii U's global sales, but in Sony's home country of Japan, PlayStation 4 isn't performing like some suspected it would. If you examine media create reports for both PlayStation 4 and Wii U, you realize that, surprisingly, Wii U is steadily outpacing Sony's PlayStation 4 through their first 3 prospective weeks. It'll be fascinating to see how Sony responds to this. Respawn's community manager Abby Hepp has shared her thoughts on Titanfall's launch and hinted at what we could expect to see in upcoming DLC. We're going to have maps added, and we're trying to give players as much of a varied look at things as we can, so that is definitely a possibility. While monsters may make it into the game before too long, though, seems the same can't be said for new Titan models. Hepp explained that it's like the Atlas, Ogre, and Strider will remain the only options for the foreseeable future. And in fact, there was a time when it appeared there'd only be one Titan to pick from. In order to add a Titan, it takes so much balancing to make all the Titan abilities work with each other and then against pilots. It's a huge undertaking. Originally, we just had the Atlas Titans, and the team refused to add in the rest of the Titans until we were all assured that it fitted perfectly with everything else in the game. She said she wouldn't announce any new Titans right now, but for the foreseeable future, it is still a possibility. Hepp concluded by saying the future for Respawn is to maintain the smooth launch trajectory experience so far as the game rolls out across all of the territories. After that, it's all about the free updates planned to add, including private matches and other features, and then they'll move on to the DLC. And that's the news for Friday, March 14th. There are still NFL free agents that could be signed to teams ongoing throughout the day, so make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter so you're keeping up with it. While you're here on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully we'll have a podcast tomorrow on Saturday or Sunday. We're also looking forward to the big college basketball matchups as we wait for the big brackets to come out. And we'll hope to see you all with another episode of One-on-One News on Friday. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Have a good day.